What's good, people? What is good? This is Ash's Corner. I wanted to talk about Terence Crawford in this interview that he did on the Porter Way podcast with Shawn Porter and his crew. I think it was like 5 days ago, something like that. I'm gonna put the link to the description of that interview in the link below in the description. So the video is like 3 hours long or something like that, but they don't start interviewing him until like 10 minutes into it, and then it's over 25 minutes after that. So it's very short. They didn't really get to the point until 30 minutes into the whole daggone thing, so they only had 5 more minutes to talk, and then that was it. And the point meaning any updates on Earl Spence and him fighting. And he didn't say it. Some other guy on there that was on, the Portaway podcast said it. He was just basically saying that there's no update, But they talked very friendly. You could tell that they're friends. They're friends for real. Like Terence Crawford and Shawn Porter is friends. Like they are. Like they act like they know each other for years, in my opinion. Well, Shawn does anyway. But if anybody didn't see it, it will be in the description below. But they were talking for each other, every now and then they went paintball to go play paintball. So, they had a lot of talk about it. It was like a regular conversation that didn't need to be done in front of an audience of people or a camera, in my opinion. But, it was some things that he said. He basically said that, he's so competitive. Shawn said he's the most competitive person in the world. And I've heard Shakur say that about him and so many people. So they were just saying that he's so competitive. He was agreeing that he was, could be mean. And, he said that before. He's really mean on the inside. But those are buzzwords. And then he said he likes to fight. That's why he started fighting. You know what I'm saying? Strictly because he liked it so much. Basically is what he was saying. So all of those are buzzwords, some of Shawn's, but he was agreeing with everything. But the crazy thing is that he don't want to fight the one guy that a lot of people say that can beat him. All the arguing going back and forth. And it's not for nothing. The least that he could get is a 30% split, and that would be the most money he will and will ever get. That's the ever get in his entire life outside of boxing or inside of boxing in one night. Like he'll make so much money in one night. But you know what I'm saying? Less than an hour of your time. You know what I'm saying? That's the most money. And it's so easy. He's so competitive. He's so mean. And he likes to fight. Okay? Bud says he can put up a video of him playing with his kids or something. And somebody would be like, Spence in the comment section. Or live or whatever is basically what he was saying. It sounds to me like he can't win or something. Like it's just I don't understand why you're so competitive, you're so mean, and you like to fight. Like it's just what's stopping you? You really think you can't win? Like so you're not gonna be able to live with it? You don't like to lose that bad? I heard he doesn't, not in anything. Doesn't matter what it is. He doesn't want to lose. Like straight up. So competitive, likes to fight, and mean on the inside boxer. He's a boxer, okay? Over 30 some fights. Says he didn't want to lose at life. Okay? He said that on the show. He didn't want to lose at life. He didn't want to lose at nothing. He didn't want to lose at life. But right now he has money, and he always says he's going to the Hall of Fame. But he's going to be content with leaving all of that meat on the bone because he's afraid to lose. Like, seriously, that's really how I feel. I don't think he's scared of him, though. I don't. I just think he scared to lose. Like, I really don't think he is thinking Earl Spence is worth his happiness right now. You know, in some type of weird way. But he went from saying Earl Spence ain't the man, keeps the man. First he said, when he first moved up to 147, he started calling out Manny Pacquiao. This went on for almost a year. Well, shoot, it did go on for a year. He didn't say Earl Spence's name. When it came to Bomac, you know, the double-edged spoon, he talked you out of signing to fight Manny Pacquiao. And then went to telling everybody EJ's ducking, saying he living paycheck to paycheck, pull up his skirt, and all that other rude stuff that you were telling him. You left that alone and then went straight to suing Bob. And then announcing, hey, it's all Bob's fault, basically saying, and because he didn't get you to fight. And then you said that Earl Spence wasn't ducking. After all of this time, said he was never ducking. To him sitting on the contract. Bud is just sitting on the contract. I'm not trying to hear that shit. He has the contract. It's either it's going to be a yes or a no. Just sign a contract. And on his Charlie. So he's on his if I had a golden ticket out this mug. Real stupid chocolate factory out this joint. I don't understand why he's just holding up everything, and it's all seeming intentional, straight up intentional, because he didn't have to say all the stuff he said or go about the things the way he was going about it. But besides from that, I'm done talking about that interview, but I'm not done talking about Bud, for real. Because this is really how I've been looking at this whole him not signing and just Bud as a whole. It's like, so I'm trying to figure out why nobody will sign to help get this fight made. Because there's two ways you can look at this. Well, we'll get to the other part later. But Bud's numbers and marketing ability is so trash. After Bud said Bob couldn't get me the fight when I was with him, so how is he going to get me the fight when I'm not with him? And the fight was Earl Spence, what he was talking about. That was the end of his quote. Then he sued Bob Arum. He wanted the Spence fight from the outside eye, meaning everybody who really don't see what's going on and been catching up and watching everything in the timeline, all the interviews and what people are really saying. Y'all are the outside people. You're not paying close attention, or you don't want to believe what your eye is telling you. But you mean to tell me that no one wanted to sign him? Nobody wanted to promote him? Not one promoter or label can make Bud versus Earl Spence. Because when he dropped Bob, he was floating around for a little bit because he wasn't at top rank anymore. He was floating. You just think about what I'm saying, Bud fans. Alright, it's not Earl's fault. If this fight don't get made, it's not his fault at all. It hasn't been his fault this whole time. Bud wants that much money that no one can profit off of it. Think about it. He wants that much money that nobody will give him what he wants to make the fight. They don't think that they're going to make profit off of it. Oh my goodness. It's not geez, bruh. This is the biggest, might be the biggest fight in boxing today. The biggest fight, and nobody can profit off of it. No one can imagine this huge talent, Terence Bud Crawford, the Hall of Famer, the pound for pounder, the undisputed champ at 140. that don't need Earl Spence Jr., Bud marketing ability is so low, not even Saudi Arabians want to make the fight. They can't make a dime off Earl versus Bud. Is that what you want to believe me? Shit sounds unreal. How much is Bud asking for, yo? I remember Champside. Shout out to Champside. He asked Eddie Hearn if he would make an offer to Bud. You know what I'm saying? When he left Top Rank or whatever. And Eddie Hearn was like, he can't make the offer. Eddie was like, nah. Oh my goodness. Eddie said no, yo. Oh my gosh, yo. He basically said that he would end up owing Bud money. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn was like, he can't make the fight either. Just like Bob said he can't make it. He said, I can't make it either. Dang, yo. How much does Bud want? Come on. Come on with me now. Bob Arum wasn't lying about the money he could have spent in Malibu. Alright? I believe it. When I heard, shout out Chestside good. When I heard him play that shit, I was like, what? I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. But I mean, of course he didn't. So I don't know what happens on, you know what I'm saying, behind the doors or whatever. But I never remembered that interview. So when I heard it, that I was bugging. Oh my gosh. Yo, the Zone, the team that gave Canelo what $300 million, or like almost over $250 million. That much, jeez, yo, gave him that contract. How much is it before you price yourself out? How much? I need to know what y'all think before we find out how much this man is asking for. We're going to find out one day. But how much though? How much is it? How much do you ask for before it's considered ducking? Call it whatever you want. How much money? How much before it's considered ducking? Bud is making me believe this stuff, yo. This is crazy. It's crazy. It's hard to believe there's no one, yo, there's no one that would pay for this fight. It's hard to believe, yo, that anyone would owe Bud money after that fight, Earl Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford. But Bud and the things that already happened is making me believe this type of shit. Earl the Truth Spence Jr. isn't the problem. Somebody has to pay, literally and figuratively. They gotta pay. Bud made a mistake, yo. Just admit it. He made a mistake. He was wrong. He was wrong about Bob Arum. He was wrong about ESPN and Top Rank, when fans was trying to tell him not to resign. Told him not to resign a bunch of times. But he did it anyway. He resigned anyway. Bud not going to take a loss. He's not going to, take any blame. I haven't seen it. He's not. Okay? Bud still wants heavyweight money and then some. He want that $50 million guaranteed like AJ. He want a Canelo salary. He wants some Floyd Mayweather stuff. I have no idea. Bud made a few mistakes though. He made some mistakes and made some bad decisions. And he allowed Bo Mack, the double-edged spoon, to make some decisions for him that was very bad. And not signing to fight Manny Pacquiao was one of them. Okay? But if EJ or Bud, if either one of them need to take a pay cut, why should it be Earl Spence? He shouldn't have to take a pay cut. What mistakes did he make in his career not to make this particular fight to happen? Because that's all we're talking about right now is this fight. He shouldn't have to take a pay cut. He did all the work. He did everything. If either one of them needed to take a pay cut, shouldn't it be Bud? During Earl Spence's career, being his own promoter, it's not fair to give some of his 70 or 60% split to Bud. It's not fair. Whatever they choose it to be, I don't know what it's going to choose to be. That's just an example. But why should he give it to Bud? But on the other hand, people may say, if people found money for other fights to happen, then they can find money for this fight to happen. To make Bud sign a contract to fight the fight. Honestly, I think that answered the question when Eddie Hearn is the one to find money for everybody. He messes fights up because he wants more money for his fighters. That's why Maxie Hughes didn't sign to fight Ryan Garcia months ago, because Eddie wanted more money for him. But if you ask him, he'll say it's the most money he ever made in a fight. It's crazy. I heard the contract had something to do with a 3-fight deal. I heard that last Saturday when I was live. I don't see what the issue is. Earl Spence he tells us what he's going to do, and then he does it. Period. He tells the fans and the people what he's going to do, and he does it, or he tries to get it done. There's evidence everywhere that he tries to get whatever that he's already did done. So when it comes to this fight, Bud hasn't said anything besides, I think around the time he was fighting Shawn Porter, he said he wants to be undisputed at welterweight. That's the first time he ever said that. First time I ever heard him say it. And he's been talking like he wants to fight, but I want everybody to know that he's had the contract for over a month. Oh, well over a month he's had the contract. So it's like, I mean, what I've been thinking this whole time is that he's just going to hold the belt until Earl Spence moves up or loses. Then he'll retire. I really just think his whole reason for being at welterweight is to stop Earl Spence from being undisputed at welterweight. That's really what I think. Because he's not, he didn't tell us his plans. He never does. He didn't tell us no plans about him and that whack top ranked WBO belt that he shouldn't even really care about, because he hates the company. He sued them. This man is supposed to be marketable, remember? He's supposed to be that guy. There's no way in the world that his numbers is that trash. There's no way in the world your marketing ability is so trashy, y'all. Nobody can make no money off of him, though. How much money you asking for? How much? Not one promoter want to fight, bro. How much is the man asking for? Remember, though, he's competitive, he's mean, and he likes to fight. I've been saying for a while that I believe he speaks for the fans. And what I mean by that is that's why casuals like what he's saying, because that's who he's speaking for. They switch out the same, they use the same talking points when people try to talk to them about this fight with him versus Earl Spence. You talk for the fans. Hardcore fans that see what's going on get mad at the things he say. I stopped getting mad at this fight a year ago. Like, I'm tired of this. I just want the fight to happen, give us some real proof, or go away. I'm done with the games that I believe only one side of the street is playing. I know everybody want to see this fight. I want to see it too. I really don't think it's going to happen though. And I've been teeter-tottering on that. I haven't really been thinking that we're not going to see it. But I've been thinking teeter-tottering. Like, man, we ain't going to see this fight. We're going to see it. We're not going to see this fight. Because people put out so much false narrative, you can't keep things right. If people just told the truth, everybody would know that this fight ain't happening. And Bud don't want to fight Earl Spence Jr. I had to take my time and get that out. Because I'm really not going to make no videos. I really haven't made videos about Terence Crawford a lot. Probably made about 3 of them total that had to do with him and Earl's fighting. In a negative way, I should say. Because I was a fan of Bud in the beginning. It's just when he moved up to 147, it was like Teofimo Lopez. Like, he was a totally different person. Like, after he beat Lomachenko, it just changed, son. You're just different. Everybody knew Jeff Horn was food, but that's a topic for another day that I'm not having. The next time I talk about Terence Crawford is because he's in a significant fight. You know, one of them fights that somebody thinks that the other person's going to actually give you some troubles or win. Until you're in that type of fight where you retire, I ain't talking about him. I'm over him and this whole situation. Always like and subscribe to the channel. I'm out.